Hey guys, Nuie here, and welcome back to the second portion of our Observatory raid. We are going to be covering Kazul, the Astral Watcher, today. If you guys remember my previous tutorials, I covered Kazul earlier, and yes, once again, he has been brought back. However, his mechanics in this form of the raid are quite a bit different than how he was previously. Previously, you would have everyone stack around him on top of those runes, and then everyone would kind of take turns doing damage to him based on the opposites to his damage element. So, or his shields element, I should say. That type of phasing no longer exists, and instead he is given multiple phases and mechanics that are quite a bit different. The first phase you will see is a shattered ground phase that he will basically do a large AoE around the entire room, which does a kind of flame ground effect to the entirety of the room. Now, you'll know that this phase is happening because he will gain that debuff on him that literally looks like shattered ground. And it also shows you the amount of time that it's going to last, or the duration of the effect. So it's about 15-20 seconds of shattered ground, and you kind of want to just avoid the ground that's currently being shattered and just find a safe area to continue DPSing. Now the damage from that phase is not particularly large, but if you have lower geared members, they maybe want to be more aware of it than others. The second phase that he does is this ball phase, where he fires balls at specific players. Now, he fires both a fireball and an ice ball, and he does that in sequence. So, after he fires an ice ball, he will fire a fireball. After he fires a fireball, he will fire an ice ball. Now, you can, as a player, you will know when these balls are coming for you because it will, it'll post 4 balls around your head, and that indicates that you are the next player who is going to be receiving a ball fired at you. Now, depending on the colors of the ball, then you will know which orb he is throwing at you. So if you have red orbs around you, he will be throwing a fire orb at you. If he has blue orbs around you, he will throw an ice orb at you. Now, when these orbs hit, the fire orb does a dot as well as an initial hit, so it kind of, I'm certain it can be purified, as most things can be, but it's best to just avoid it overall. The ice orb freezes you in place. So, both of these orbs can be very, very deadly in terms of this boss, because as soon as he completes that phase, he switches over into his next phase, which is that final phase, which is the elemental phase. When the elements, oh my god, are you kidding me? I'm sorry about that, guys. The next phase he switches over into is his elemental phase, and during that elemental phase, elementals will come out. They are fire elementals, and they will attack the boss. As they attack the boss, he gains explosion stacks. The more elementals that stay alive, the more explosion stacks he gains, and as he gains explosion stacks, when he finally decides to explode, I think it's about 10 to 15, actually, it's closer to probably about almost 30 seconds, where he will gain stacks. During that period of time, the more stacks he gains, the more explosion damage he's going to do when he finally explodes. Now, the explosion hits everyone in the party automatically, and it deals a large portion of percentage health damage, I should say. So it's very, very dangerous and can easily destroy your entire raid, especially if you do not have the damage to do both attacking the boss and focusing elementals. If you guys do not have the damage to do that, then you 100% need to focus the elementals. Ignore the boss during this phase and focus the elementals. The elementals will kill you. The explosion damage can be extremely deadly, and as you can see, it's wiped out more than half our raid at this point. And it even kills me, because we just simply did not have the damage to get through all of the elemental phases. I am also going into this somewhat undergeared, so there's that to be aware of. I've just had a lot going on. I hadn't been fully able to gear. But those are the phases you need to be aware of when it comes to Kazul, the new Kazul, in terms of the Observatory raid. And those are the things that you need to keep your eyes out on for. Now, for every single phase, he does kind of acknowledge what's going on. He will do that. He will has the orbs that go onto players to avoid. He has the earthquake timer so that you know how much time you have and how much time you need to avoid the earthquake and shattered ground. And he also has the stacking debuff that shows you how long he's going to be absorbing elemental stacks for his explosion damage. And he also has the display of how many stacks he currently has during his elemental damage. So all of these things need to be avoided in order to successfully complete Kazul. And if you guys are, well, I don't want to say intelligent enough, but if you guys are focused enough, you guys will be easily able to complete the second boss of this raid and head into the next bosses, which are even more interesting. I hope this tutorial was helpful to you guys, and I hope to continue doing more tutorials on raids and allods. As always, be sure to like and subscribe my channel, and comment any comments you guys have below. And I'm gonna head out and get ready for the next episode and the next boss inside of this raid. So I'll catch you all later. Heaven sent my residence, it's evident, just visiting, blending.